life and travel with me through my teenage years and into my early 20s. When I finished college, I dutifully and happily took my rightful place at the bottom of the middle-class corporate ladder and took an entry-level job at a hospital in Boston. I answered phones, stocked and ordered supplies, and told visitors which room their sick relative was in. I did every job you'd expect of someone with no experience. My life became full of routine. Commute, work, 30-minute lunch break, gym with the roommate after work, take out for dinner, TV before bed. On the weekends, my friends and I would try to meet girls at a bar. Each day blended seamlessly into another. But this routine gnawed at my soul. I wasn't happy. I grew restless. I felt as if I was watching my life from the outside, waiting for it to start. Life was supposed to start after college, right? Sure, everyone said that college represented the best years of their lives, but to me, it was always the real world that was supposed to be special. The real world had things that college lacked: a place of my own, money, a steady relationship, the ability to go where I wanted, to do what I wanted, freedom. It was where I could finally start my life. Except the real world turned out to be boring as hell. It was my life, all right, and it turned out to be an endless loop of sameness. When I complained, I was often told that it was normal, how it's supposed to be. Don't worry, honey. When you find a job you love, life will be a lot different, my mother would say to me. You just graduated. You're 23. Don't be so impatient. We all start off at the bottom. As I approached my 1-year anniversary at the hospital, my boss reminded me that I had to take my accrued vacation time soon. It's policy, she said, or you're going to lose it. I can no longer remember how it happened. Time has taken that precious memory, but I started thinking about Costa Rica. I had come across a tour in one of my many searches online. It wasn't anywhere I had been before, or had even thought much about prior to this, but it was certainly the kind of place my parents wouldn't have gone, which made it immediately attractive. It looked different, and I wanted different. Anything that wouldn't be filled with dreaded routine. An exotic locale where adventure, and maybe some danger, lurked. Online I saw photos of people on a beach, hiking in jungles, and spotting monkeys and exotic birds. They were on zip lines and surfboards, things I had never done in my life. They were young, they were happy, but more important than that, they looked far away from where I was, in that work break room, eating my microwaved lunch, fretting about the long commute home through the harsh Boston winter, which only served to remind me that I was stuck firmly at the bottom of the corporate hierarchy. When I got home that night, I booked a tour to Costa Rica. I thought it was just going to be my first grown-up vacation. It ended up being my first step towards something more than that. I don't pretend my story is unique. Many, many people can tell a story like mine, because many, many people have found that the endless loop of commuting and ladder climbing and evenings in front of the TV, or whatever their culture's version of that endless loop is not enough to satiate their being. Like me, they left, and, like me, they never came back. At least, not for a good, long while, and never the same as when they left. The story of travel is a timeless tale. My fears and struggles and dreams have been feared and struggled and dreamt many times before, and no doubt will be many times after I am gone. But I want to tell you my version anyway. I want to tell you the things I haven't told anyone else, and that most travel writers seem afraid to say about what spending extended time traveling is really like. 1. Stepping out the door. He who is outside his door has the hardest part of the journey behind him. Flemish proverb. Do you ever hope for an epiphany? That supposed moment of revelation or insight, the kind that happens near the end of a story where everything makes sense. In the story, the hero has struggles and doubts, and then something, it could be as small as the sight of a bird's nest in a tree or snow falling from the sky, happens that clarifies everything.